guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a video talking about all the indie brands that I would like to try in 2021. I did discover indie brands a bit more in 2020 and I want to expand on those brands. But before I jump into any of that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just start talking about the top 5 indie brands that I want to try next year. So I have, like I said, 5 brands to talk about, and I've also written down like a little kind of list of products that I'm really interested in and shades and things like that. Some of them I have quite a few things for. I have my list here on my phone, and as you can see I have quite a few items. So I might not mention every single shade, but I'm just going to give you an overview of what exactly it is that I'm interested in and what I would pick up if I do decide to order from these indie brands. So the first brand that I'm going to talk about is Terra Moons. Terra Moons is of course an indie brand, all of those are, but it is, I think, based in the US, and they focus mainly on eyeshadows, and that is also what I am interested in the brand for. So I have been watching their kind of Instagram and videos about them for quite a while now. I discovered them back in 2020. Like I said, I discovered quite a few indie brands last year that I really want to try. I mainly have Cleona shadows that I would say are proper indeed, and I also have Dose of Colors and things like that, which are, I guess, more kind of mainstream indie brands. But the one brand that I do have that is kind of more proper indie is Cleona, and I do really want to expand on that, like I said, this year. So that's what I'm going to talk about. But one of the things that I really love from indie brands are the eyeshadows, because they're just so special and like dimensional and sparkly, and I love it, and that's why I want to jump in and try Terra Moons as well. So let's talk a bit about the exact products that I would be interested in from Terra Moons. Like I said, they are all eyeshadows, so they're all single eyeshadows. The first category that I would love to try from them, I think this is kind of what first drew me into the brand, is the iridescent chameleons. They have so many of them. They are kind of white in the pan, and they have like different shifts to them, so they all kind of more multi-chrome, and they all have an iridescent base, hence the name. And the specific shades in this range that I'm really interested in are Light Year, Phoenix, Red Giant, Zero Gravity, and Saturn's Rings. There's more that I want to try, but I just tried to narrow it down to a few. And the top ones I would say are definitely Red Giant and Phoenix. Those two look so stunning, and yeah, I just really want to try this formula. So that is the first thing I would like to pick up from them. The second one is the mattes. They have quite a few mattes that I would be interested in, and I feel like mattes are something that I am lacking in my collection. I have quite a long list of mattes from this brand that I want to try, so I'm not going to go through them all because, yeah, I feel like they're not as exciting either as shimmers, but like I said, it's a long list and they're all from different ranges. But some of the kind of main ranges that I would like to try are I think it's the pastels and I think it's the neon mattes. Those are the main ones that I would like to try. I think especially the neons, because I do need a few more bright mattes in my collection, because mainly now my single collection are kind of more neutral shades, and then I have my colourful shimmers, but I do need a few more colourful mattes. So that is what I focus my mattes on. And then we have a few more categories, which are the Cosmic Chameleons, the Duochromes, and the Pastel Chameleons. The Cosmic Chameleons, there are basically just 2 shades I want to try, and that is Moontide and Reign of Terra. Reign of Terra is a new shade that I think they haven't released yet, but it's in the making, and they've shown swatches of it and it looks absolutely stunning. And then Moontide is a very well-known shade. For the Duochromes, these are more kind of subtle. Obviously they're not multi-chromes, but they have a few ones that I really like to try. And then lastly, I said, is the Pastel Chameleons, and there's 2 here that I really want to try, and that is Io and Little Dipper. So those are basically the shades that I want to try from Terra Moons. I think this is probably one of the top brands that I really want to try this year, but it is a bit more difficult for me to get, and some of the shades are quite expensive as well. So I might not pick it up yet, but I will try to place an order with them sometime this year. So having Terra Moons out of the way, that is the largest indie brand that I really want to try this year. So we're gonna move on to the next one, which is another eyeshadow focused brand, and that is JD Glow. JD Glow has some amazing eyeshadows, and I've been lusting for them for such a long time. And again, it is a brand that I really opened my eyes to in 2020, and there are a few shades that I really want to try. Most of those are the Galaxy shades, but there's also 2 metallic that I really want to try. And both for the Terra Moons as well as JD Glow, I really found Avery Loves Makeup's swatch video is really helpful, because that kind of gave me an idea of what I want, what I need, what I have similar shades to, things like that. So I really liked her videos, and that's kind of how I added a lot of things to my wish list. But for the metallic shades, I really want the shade Nonchalant as well as Limelight. I think Limelight is a super cool like chartreuse limey color that I really want to try. And then when it comes to the Galaxy shades, which are the ones that I'm most excited about, I really want to try Peachy Keen, Prismatic, Unexpected and Good God. And I think they also released a new shade which is called something Unicorn, I think. I can't remember now, but I will leave it on the screen so you will see. That is also something that is really on my wish list, but I forgot to write it down on my list. But that's basically what I want to try from Jaded Glow. It's not as long as of a list as it is with Terra Moons, but it is another formula that I'm really keen to try, and I heard that their Galaxy shadows are stunning. So that is the next brand that I really want to try next year. Moving on, we are mentioning a brand which is a bit more closer to heart to me, and that is the Linda Hallberg brand. The reason why I'm saying this is for two reasons. Basically, Linda Hallberg is obviously Swedish, I am Swedish, but more detail is actually I'm from the same town as her. My cousin actually went to school with her and they were actually pretty good friends. So she's someone that I really want to support, and I can't really believe that I haven't bought any of her things yet, because like I said, my cousin actually knows her, and a lot of people that I know knows her as well, but she is quite a few years older than me, so I never really hung up with her. But we are from a really small town, and so that is kind of why I really want to support her this year, because I can't believe that I haven't yet because of that reason. But I do really want to support her, and there are two products that I am really interested in trying. I was planning to pick up her eyeshadows for a really long time, but I have so many eyeshadows now, and there's so many other things that I want to try that are eyeshadow palettes. So I just wanted to focus on some other products, and there are a few things in her line that I really have my eyes on. And the first thing is the Mood and Flash crayons. So those are the eyeliners, or like the multi-purpose liners. I think you can use them all over your face, and they are in a lot of colorful shades, which is what I really want to try. I've been using the Colourpop cream gel liners for a while now, but they just dry out so fast, and I feel like even though they are really affordable, they're not worth the price, because they do kind of dry up within like 2 years. And yeah, I know that eyeliners and things you shouldn't have open for too long, but I feel like with the Colourpop liners, they just dry out when I don't touch them, and that is a bit annoying. So I just feel like it's not worth for me to invest my money in those anymore, but that's why I really want to try out this brand. And the shades that I really want to try are Happy, Anger, Ori and Saho, I think it is. It's Z-H-A-O. I believe Happy is the yellow one, Anger is the red one. One of the Ori and the Saho is, I think one of them is a silver, and the other one I think is a greenish gold. So those are the ones that I'm really interested in, because I feel like those are all beautiful shades, and I do really need to build my eyeliner collection. Then the second thing that I really want to try from her brand is the Latex Fever. These are kind of liquid lipstick in a gloss form, and I've seen videos on them, and they're basically really super glossy lips, but they are transfer proof, which is something that I've been really interested in trying. She has 3 shades currently, which is one kind of dusty pink, she has a red, and then she has a kind of plummy or like burgundy shade. I really want to try the red. I feel like a red glossy lip is something that is absolutely stunning, but I just don't reach for it because it's so messy with a deeper color gloss. So that is a formula that I really want to try, and if it is stunning I might pick up the burgundy shade as well. But yeah, those are the products that I want to try from Linda Hallberg. So the next brand that I really want to try this year is Sydney Grace, and again this is similar to Terra Moons. I just really want to build my single collection this year. On this though, I want to focus on the mattes, because I heard their mattes are absolutely stunning and they have some really good shades. Again, my list is super long, so I won't go through every single shade, but there are a few, like for example Fairytale, which is I think like a mauve shade, Concrete Road, which is like grayish, like really interesting kind of grey shade, which I think would be really nice. I mean, there's like Lemon Cream, which is a light yellow, like a pastel yellow, I think. Sea Breeze, which I believe is like a light turquoisey shade. So there's just quite a few different ones. And yeah, I heard the formula is really good, but obviously I haven't tried them yet. So it is another brand that I really want to focus on. I also have 3 shimmers that I want to try from them, and that is Tiara, Dive and Dazzle. Tiara seems like a really cool kind of taupey grey shade, and then Dive is a beautiful shade. I've seen a lot of people have that in different videos, and I just fall in love with that shade, so I really want to try that. And I can't actually remember what Dazzle is like. I think Dazzle might be, is it a green? Probably, because I love green eyeshadows, but I can't remember what it's like now. But those are the only 3 shimmers that I put down, and then the rest are mattes, like I said. I also put the Tiny Marvels palette on here because it is another thing that I really want to try from that brand. I feel like though that by the time I order from Sydney Grace, the kind of hype around the Sydney Grace Tiny Marvels palette might have died down a bit, or even like my kind of lust for it has died down. So I'm not sure if I'll actually pick that palette up, but right now it's really on my wish list, so we'll see. But those are the things that I would like to pick up from Sydney Grace. Then the last brand we're gonna mention today is Kaleidos. Kaleidos have quite a few things again that I really want to try. The main things that got me into the brand, or like that made me want to try the brand, are their Futurism palettes, and specifically the Sci-Fi Green and the Sashimi City palette. The Sashimi City palette is relatively new, so originally it was mainly the Sci-Fi Green one. I also really wanted to pick up the VR Neon one, but it is discontinued, I believe, so that is a bit of a shame. But I think I probably have most of those shades anyway in my collection. But this, like the Sci-Fi Green, is one that I really want to pick up because I love greens and that palette looks stunning. I might pick up a third one, just get the kind of vault. We can pick up 3 of them. But the Sci-Fi Green and the Sashimi City palette are the 2 ones that I'm most interested in. I also am really interested in the Space Age highlighters, and there's quite a few that I want to pick up. Specifically though, the Space Age Prophecy is the top one on my list. That is the multi-chrome highlighter put out, and it looks absolutely stunning, and it's probably going to be like very unique. I do have like a white to, or like a gold to pink highlighter, so like a slightly like pinky duochrome highlighter. But other than that, like duochrome highlighters are something that's really lacking in my collection, so that is why I'm interested in this formula. And like I said, I am interested in the Space Age Prophecy highlighter, the Solar Sailor, the Mars Melter and the Moon Cruiser. I think the Solar Sailor is like a gold, like a really strong kind of gold shift. The Mars Melter I know is like a peach, what is it, a peach to pink, something like that. I know they reformulated it, so I can't remember exactly what the new one looks like, but it's more kind of peachy. And then the Moon Cruiser I know is like a blue one. So those are the ones that I would like to pick up. And then something that I haven't added on here but is relevant now is obviously the Angelica Nyquist palette. She just announced that I think like a week and a half ago, maybe max, from when I'm filming this. And yeah, it looks absolutely stunning, that palette. It's the Club Nebula palette. I really want to pick that out. It just sold out. I saw yesterday, like last night, that it had sold out. But they are restocking it, so I might pick it up when they restock. The annoying part was that I was planning to actually buy it this round, but I feel like when I do place my order with Kaleidos, I do like to pick up a few other things that I want to try from them. For example, especially like the Sci-Fi Green palette, but it's been out of stock for ages, so I couldn't justify placing that order without buying the Sci-Fi Green palette. So I feel like, hopefully, fingers crossed, they will restock that one at the same time as the Angelica palette, because if that's the case, I will definitely place an order. But I kind of have a dilemma right now, whether if it doesn't restock, if I will just place an order without the Sci-Fi Green one, because that's like the main palette from them that I've wanted for so long. So we'll just see. I'm not sure what I will do yet, to be honest, but yeah, for now that is the kind of last thing that is on the wish list from Kaleidos. So that is all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, please let me know down below if you do have any recommendations for these brands, because like I said, I'm most likely going to place an order from maybe not all of them, but most of these indie brands this year. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know down below. And also, if you are kind of interested in indie brands this year as well, or if there's something that you want to try this year, please let me know. I'm always like kind of interested in finding new brands and learning about new makeup, especially indie ones now. I feel like I've gone off kind of mainstream makeup a bit more. I wouldn't say that I'm purely like indie focused, but indie makeup just kind of draws me in way more now than Main Street brands does. So that's kind of it for today's video, and I just really hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye guys!